So please bear with me. Thank you to the Consumer Attorneys of California for this recognition. It is an honor to be singled out for an award like this. But this is not about me. This is about our daughter, Jessie Marie Geyer. This is about MICRA. Jessie died 2 years ago, just 38 days after her 7th birthday. She was sent to an ER to rule out a bacterial infection, and I was told that the test came back negative. She died 2 days later. The doctors went into cover-up mode, and it took months to find out what actually killed Jessie. When the CDC came back with what killed her, I was devastated. She was sent to the ER to rule out septic knee, and she died of septic syndrome. They never did a culture, and no antibiotics were prescribed. Somebody blew it, and I wanted to know what had happened. Then I found out about this dark, ugly, unjust, secret law called MICRA. Attorney after attorney respectfully turned us down because our case, although strong, was a bad business decision. Because Jessie was dead, she was only worth $250,000. All expenses that go into a trial come out of that capped amount on pain and suffering, and that's if you win. The stats show that if you go to trial, the plaintiff wins only 1 out of every 8 cases. Jeff Binchel, my attorney, said if he were to take cases like ours on a regular basis, it would be economic suicide. 99% of the time, he turns cases like ours down. So that is why I'm here tonight. For some reason, Jessie's spirit, in the memory of her short life that graced our family, has driven me to fight against this law. I have been blessed with the strength to stand up against this corporate greed and deception and do all I can to fight in Jessie's name. Now let me tell you what happened to our Jessie. After being sick for 2 days with what we thought was the flu, on Halloween night, Jessie's fever broke, and we thought she was on the road to recovery. I even took her picture, thinking it would be the Halloween that Jessie missed because she was sick. Instead, she suddenly went into shock, and we rushed her to the emergency room. The last moments with my daughter are etched in my mind forever. She was lying there naked with tubes all around her and a mask over her mouth. Our eyes were locked, and I couldn't stop kissing her and telling her how much I love her, how proud I was of her, and I told her she was going to be okay. It's just the flu. Then the monitor went flat, and I watched in horror as they tried to save her. Someone said time, 1:21, and my heart shattered and I screamed, for just as much as my love for her so equaled the pain. And I dropped to the floor and they had to restrain me. The most beautiful and profound, heart-wrenching experience of giving birth to such a special little girl, watching her develop into such a loving individual, full of life and curiosity, along with such innocence, and then being there as this most precious part of me drew her last breath. Jessie in that very moment was gone. Although you could not see any physical signs of why she left, her little body transformed, and it became evident to me that the Jessie I so cherished with all my heart was no longer here. her spirit was gone. I was not aware of anything around me. There was a silence that was so loud nothing else could penetrate. My eyes focused without a blink on my daughter's features, lacking any peripheral vision, as my mind tried to grasp what had just happened. My beautiful baby was dead. I can tell you nothing is more painful than the death of your child, and the pain does not stop. It still continues to this very moment. Not only did Mark and I have to deal with losing our Jessie, but then we had to tell her two little brothers that the sister they never knew life without had died. Jordan, now our oldest, turned 5 the day after we buried her. And then it hit him. He started screaming and kicking and pleading. He did not want any of his most precious toys. He just wanted his Jessie. Another sleepless night, we had to stay up with him when he was sick because he thought he was going to die. Not one day has gone by that Jessie's name has not been mentioned or tears have been shed. This is just a slight view of what goes on in our house. The heartbreaking stories of the aftermath of our loss and how it's affected us are countless. Now getting back to MICRA. This is not the time or place to go into all the flaws of this outdated law. It has completely failed on what it is designed to do. But let's just say there's hope to change it. Just this past Tuesday, progress was made in Washington State as voters turned away their version of a medical malpractice cap. In July, the Wisconsin Supreme Court overturned that state's cap law by ruling it unconstitutional by means of an equal protection argument. This supports what we believe. My vision is to reach the general public with what I have come to learn in the most horrible way. I once thought that MICRA needed to be amended. I now feel it needs to be abolished. Family and friends and people supporting us at church and at school had never even heard of MICRA before Jessie's tragedy. Now, regardless of their political view, they are appalled at MICRA's injustice. 30 years of a bad law is long enough. The time has come for the pendulum of justice to swing the other way. So I stand here before you because of my daughter Jessie. I am her voice. And I can only wonder how many other victims have suffered in silence, their cries stifled and unnoticed because of MICRA. God bless our attorney, Jeff Mitchell, who we could never thank enough for taking our case. He will be forever linked in our family history as the one who was touched by Jessie's fate and led with his heart. God bless you all. Thank you for letting us share. We really appreciate your support.